Okay, the bike made it off. We're safe. All right, so now I have to pack my saddle on this thing. So saddle is on. I got my pad strapped on the back. It's good. Saddle's good. Horn is just tucked inside of there. Good little spot. My wife is going to be jealous because that's her spot, but that's okay. Saddle gets it for today. Saddle is my baby. It's my second baby. I guess it's actually my 7th baby. My wife is my first baby. And I got 5 kids. That's all my other babies. And then this will be my next baby. Actually, the motorcycle. You're the 8th baby. Sorry. And then I got a dog that I really like. Maybe you're the 9th baby. I guess I got my horse, so maybe you're the 10th baby. Oh, a lot of things that I love. A lot of things that I love. All right, so this bike, look at this. Look at these. Look at this. That is from that's from the trip. Sitting in the back of the truck. Because on my first day, you know, it started raining right at the end, and then on my second day, it rained all the way to New York to my stop. Poor bike got hammered. Well, I will start my first lessons today in about an hour and a half. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was good, and it looks like it is. I'll do my lessons. I got a cold start to do. I have some problem horse issues to do, and then I will unload all this, go wash this at the car wash, take the rest of the day to take it easy on this Sunday. Getting to my first lesson on the motorcycle. I have been wanting to take this motorcycle to Pennsylvania for so long because this place is so beautiful and the roads are all absolutely wonderful. But I haven't had an excuse yet. But now I have that excuse. I can take this darn bike and go take it to all my lessons. And no, I'm not wearing a helmet. There's no helmet law in Pennsylvania. There's no helmet law in Texas. I typically don't wear one. I do own one, but I didn't bring one with me. There's not a lot of room on this bike once I've packed the saddle and all that stuff. So, Grandma, if you're listening, I'm sorry. So people are looking at me like I'm crazy. First off, probably because I don't have a helmet. They think that's crazy. And the second reason is because I have a saddle on the back of this dirt bike. Who in the heck drives a Harley around with a saddle on the back? So over here in Pennsylvania, there is a massive nuclear power plant. Gigantic silos. I guess it's steam coming out of it, I'm guessing. I don't think they would let smoke come out over here. But it's pretty scary looking. I'm at this little farm right here. This is a dairy barn that they converted into horse stalls. So they got a bunch of stalls inside of there, riding ring down there, round pen in the back, pastures kind of wrap around the back of this building, go up to the hill up there. They have lots of little trails they can ride on and good stuff. Usually come out and work with this little gray horse. Another little pretty farm that I work on over here. They've got a beautiful outdoor. They got a big nice indoor, all wooden. Goes into some stalls. Very pretty place. So I come out this morning and Pennsylvania has a little more air moisture than Texas has. I don't know if I want to sit on that. I keep me a couple towels in here just in case, just for occasions like this. dry off my seat and dry off a spot where my saddle's gonna be sitting. People that are walking up and down the road and driving by thinks it looks a little odd. It's odd enough that I even wear a cowboy hat in this part of the country, but to have one on a motorcycle. That's about 50 miles an hour and my hat just kind of flaps a little. Home in about 3 days. It's a Friday. I go home on a Monday. I've been in Pennsylvania now. I guess I'll be here a total of about 8 or 9 days in Pennsylvania. Over in New York. I was in New York for about 8 days and 2 days of travel. So 2 days on the road, 8 days in New York, roughly 8 to 9 days in Pennsylvania, 2 days of travel back home. That's about how long I'll be gone this trip. Daylight to dark, non-stop. This morning I had my first lesson at 8 o'clock in the morning. The last lesson's going to end at 8 o'clock at night. Tomorrow my first lesson is at 7 o'clock in the morning. The last lesson will end at 7:30 at night. And that is every single day that I'm here. The only time that I'm not given a lesson is it's lunchtime. Well, second to last day in Pennsylvania, and it's raining. Fun times. And I go whether it's raining or not. And it just so happens that today it's raining and I'm on this rascal right here. Yay! had to go back, get my felt hat here. This is the one for the rain. My straw hat was not going to have it. It was going to end up falling apart on me if I kept the straw hat. So these felt hats, they're made for rain. And, well, not all of them. The good ones are. This one here is beaver felt. So it's made to handle lots of water, lots of moisture. If you get the ones that are wool blends and things like that, they'll end up curling on you. They don't work well. But you know, these hats, you can be in pouring down rain for probably about an hour, 2 hours before you start kind of leaking through. So yeah, I like my felt. Had this one handmade in Stephenville at Capital Hatters. They do a really good job. So I arrived at my last farm. It's actually a boarding facility. We're doing a clinic today for about 3 hours. This place is pretty fancy. They've got a beautiful barn right there. So they got a tennis court out here, and it's right there behind me there. And then they also have a clubhouse, so everybody can like sit and hang out at the clubhouse. So this particular place, it has it all. So across the street, so it's a golf course. So golf course across the street, a little something for everybody. Oh, it's Toby. So this is Toby. So I've done a little training on Toby. He is a Percheron, and he is about 18 hands, and I think he weighs a little over 1,800 pounds. So he's a really, really big boy. So right here are the kennels. There's no dogs in them, but this would be your fox hunting kennels. So all the fox hunting dogs would come out here. I believe they leave from this place to do their hunts whenever the season is in. I have no idea what the season is. I've always wanted to fox hunt, but I haven't had a chance yet. So I can hear the hounds. They're somewhere back there. All right, I found the hounds. So this is all the fox hunting hounds. Oh, they're friendly. So over here, they do not kill the fox. They just chase it around, and the fox plays with the hounds and hides from them, kind of like the Fox and the Hound movie. And then everybody goes home after it's all done. Oh, look at you guys. Oh, look at you guys. Y'all can lick all the dirt off my fingers. Everybody wants a pet. Everybody needs a rub. So I just found out that these are actually the youngsters. So the bigger ones are up there. That's the bigger ones. Got a nice outdoor arena. This is their indoor arena. And y'all are about to be in for a treat because they have some serious, interesting footing in there. So this arena has, I think it's kinetic sand, something to that effect. You can grab this stuff and you can ball it up real tight, and then it'll just melt right back out. I believe that footing, though, I don't know how deep it is, probably like 4 inches maybe. I think the top layer alone is probably like the price of a Mercedes G-Wagon AMG. Oh my goodness, this footing, it's like walking on a cloud. My little cheap footing is not as nice as this at all, in any way, shape, or form. Look at this. It's like so soft. So soft, like a pillow. It just melts in your hand. Look, it's still moving. Very, very interesting. This is like the stuff that little kids get at the store, that the kinetic sand they play with that kind of melts. They'll build like a sand castle and it'll just melt back down. Okay, so we're getting ready to take the horses out. They are not allowed to bring the footing out with them. Everybody gets their hoofs picked out right there, and then they sweep it back in. So on the way in, they pick the feet out, sweep the dirt out. When the horse goes to leave, they'll dig all that sand out of their feet and sweep it back in the arena. A hoof worth of sand is probably like $100, so. I got done with my clinic today. Clinic went great. Horses were great. Everyone that I worked with was, of course, great. Farm was beautiful. Everything was great. Now it is time to get packed up. So, gotta load this bad boy up, get my motorcycle on there. The worst part of the trip. I do not like loading that thing up. In my house, I have a little spot that's kind of low that I can kind of put one of the tires in. Makes it a little easier on the ramps. I don't have that here, so we will figure it out though. It'll work, we'll get on there. So I'll load the bike up, get it all strapped down, get my bags packed, get them all put away. I get up in the morning, I pick up a horse that I'm bringing back to Texas. It's a Nakota horse, really pretty guy. I started him several years ago. They're bringing him, they're sending him back to me for me to put some additional training on him, and then he will be up for sale. First thing I have to do before I crank this truck up is check the oil. Easy does it, easy does it. All right. That's a big motor. I don't like getting all messy. So I keep some rubber gloves inside. Reach in there, grab a couple gloves. Got my gloves on. Now I can come over here and check this oil, make sure that I have enough in it. This is a little bit different way to check oil than in a regular pickup. Dipstick has a little deal you have to untwist that loosens up this rubber kind of a gasket that's inside of there and allows it to come off easy. If you don't untwist it, it just will not come out. Because diesel motors are a little bit shaky, so you don't want things coming loose. All right, so oil has been checked. So I will close the hood. Okay, we are ready to start. So with these big rigs, you turn the key on and listen for the click. Has 4 clicks. Now it's ready to go. Oh man, purrs like a kitten. Thing hadn't been started in 8 days and it still starts. That's always a plus. Alright, so let this warm up and then I will position this truck and see about getting this motorcycle loaded up. So I have come up with a plan. Step up onto that board, into this block, into that block. I'll raise one side up a little bit, lower the angle on the other side. Hopefully I won't scrape as bad. It should work, right? What? I told you. I knew it would work. Look how high that tire is off the ground now. side's nice and low, the other side's really high. Perfect. Just lessen my chances of death. All right, it worked. I made it up here. I'm still alive. Jesus said, not today, Michael. There's more work to be done. Now brother, strap it down. All right, loaded up. Truck's all good. I'll pack this thing in the morning, my truck with all my bags before I leave. 2 days of driving to get back to Texas. I do not want to make it 3. That's not good on the horses that you're hauling. So I like to get them home as soon as I possibly can. And then I get to sleep for a week. Actually, I'll probably get home and wake up the next day and start riding horses again. I got horses that have been sitting at my house since I got back. I gave Brooklyn some instructions to work a handful of them. So we'll see what she got done. No rest. I'll rest on Sunday. Well, actually I won't, because our church is having a crawfish boil on Sunday. So I'll be busy with that. I guess no rest for the wicked. There's one thing